This business class ferry could be one of the best premium travel experiences in all of Northern Europe. We're going from Tallinn, the beautiful capital of Estonia, to the slightly less beautiful capital of Finland, Helsinki. The journey time is 2 hours. We begin at the ferry terminal in Tallinn. It's located in the city center. You can walk to most downtown hotels from here. Welcome to Tallinn and Passenger Terminal Delta. Here is where we're going to board the Tallink MyStar over to Helsinki, Finland. This is a very peaceful terminal. There's nobody running around, nobody screaming. Everything is in this beautiful muted Nordic colors. This is a really good terminal experience. The company we're traveling with is called Tallink. They're one of the major operators on the Baltic Sea between Estonia, Finland, and Sweden. There are 7 departures per day in each direction. Tallink operates the route primarily with the Megastar and the MyStar, which will be our ship today. In addition to Tallink, other operators also provide service on this route. You can check in at the desk if you want, but they have check-in machines as well. I love check-in machines because you don't have to speak to a human. You can also buy tickets on these machines. If you already have a ticket, like we do, all you need to do is scan the barcode on your email confirmation, like Nina is doing here, and the machine will print the boarding passes. See when the machine is processing the spinning symbol, I think that's a propeller of a ship. Tallink uses this same animation on their website. That is strong branding. To enter the boarding area, just scan the boarding pass. Contactless, humanless, perfect. You don't have to go through any kind of security check. No metal detector, no X-ray machine. I paid for this trip myself so that you get a non-sponsored and authentic travel review. Welcome to my channel, Markus Travels. The tickets we have are the base ferry ticket plus the business lounge upgrade. We'll talk more about the price and the value for money at the end of the video. The business upgrade gives us access to the first of 2 lounges. This is the Tallink Lounge here in the terminal. We made our way to the Tallink Lounge, which looks a bit weird because there is nobody else here whatsoever. I don't know who has access to it. Maybe it is people only with the business class ticket or with the business lounge access in the ship, but nobody's here. They have some hot drinks, some cold drinks, some snacks. Not a bad place. And they have a nice and clean bathroom. Very important. I didn't know this existed. I'm somewhat sure the lounge was not there when I rode the Tallink Megastar 6 years earlier, but feel free to correct me. Maybe it would have been a good idea for the check-in machine to tell us that we have terminal lounge access, but I don't hold this against Tallink. If you do self-check-in or online check-in for a flight, also nobody will tell you proactively about the lounge options. Here it's just some drinks and some chocolates. The better lounge will be on the ship. When it's time to board, the crew collects us from the terminal lounge for another unexpected perk. Didn't expect priority boarding, but that is apparently one of the perks of using that lounge area in the terminal. Very nice. But still, nobody has said actually welcome on board, except for the automated recording. The point I was trying to make to Nina in that conversation was that the service here in Northern Europe is a bit cold. On the overnight Tallink ferry we took from Stockholm to Tallinn the day before, I don't remember anybody greeting us when we boarded. On this ferry, I would end up being oh so wrong. This priority boarding process is ridiculous in the best possible way. On an aircraft, you would have your priority boarding groups first and then all the other groups following them right behind them. Not at Tallink. They waited all the way until we had cleared the boarding tunnel until they let anybody else into the tunnel. We had the whole gangway to ourselves. Completely unnecessary, but it feels real premium. And it also feels like something that Tallink has thought through. This is a positive aspect that I will come back to later on in the video as well. These ferries also carry cars and trucks. This brings back memories. When I was growing up in Sweden, our family would regularly take the car on the ferry to Finland. Here's the next thing that is so well thought out. The entrance to the business lounge is right there as you enter the ship. You don't have to spend any time looking for it. Excellent design. Before we tour the lounge and the rest of the ship, let's ask Nina how wrong I was about the welcome on board situation.
5 people say hello, welcome, thank you, have a nice trip.
How many people?
5.
That's amazing. The business lounge offers comfortable seating, lots of space, and a calm atmosphere. But the highlight is the food. We began by parking our luggage in the luggage storage area. Welcome to the Tallink MyStar. We made ourselves comfortable here in the business lounge located at the very front of the ship. We have great views of the open ocean on our way over to Helsinki. In the business lounge, they have an excellent selection of hot and cold food and drinks, actually a lot better than what I remember it from the last time I took this ferry ride, which was around 6 years ago. All the food and the drink is included in the business lounge access. There's drinks with and without alcohol, all free. We have a great selection of salads and starters. There's a big focus on fish, makes sense for the Baltic Sea. There's a few hot dishes which are all clearly labeled. The labels are another excellent choice by Tallink, something I wish more lounges would have. Along the walls we have coffee machines, snacks, candy, and dessert. The drinks cooler is well stocked. There's a good selection here. It's all self-service, which I prefer. Even the selection of cocktail garnishes is more than I would have expected. I love this lounge. Maybe the buffet is even a bit too much for the few people that were here, but this was nice. As we leave Tallinn, we pass by the Tallink Victoria 1, which also traffics Tallinn Helsinki. One thing that they have in the business class lounge that they did not have last time is the Platinum Lounge. My ticket does not give me access to that, and I actually don't remember what the access criteria are. But I think it's something like a very premium product that costs, if I remember correctly, hundreds and hundreds of euros. The reason I don't remember that Platinum Lounge is that my last trip was on the Tallink MyStar. That ship does not have the Platinum Lounge, only the MyStar does. That's the one we're on today. The Platinum Lounge has just 6 seats. There's butler service, spa service, and a la carte dining, or if you prefer, Burger King delivered to the lounge. Before we go explore the rest of the ship, let me demonstrate one more well-designed feature. The chairs have this thick pad to protect the fabric from damage from the table. I know one lounge in Amsterdam that could learn from this. The view from the front windows of the lounge is lovely on this sunny day in June. But we can't stay in the business class lounge the whole 2-hour trip. Let's go and have a look around the ship. If we wanted to stay, we could, of course. Here, I'd like to introduce you to my furry friend. I was getting ready to go on the outside deck, so I attached my dead cat wind cover to my on-camera microphone. But I didn't notice that it was covering the top left corner of the frame the whole time. Try not to look at it. The main deck of the ship has a modern, airy design. This is much more welcoming than older style ferries. Here on deck 8 we have a souvenir shop, as well as places to eat and some slot machines. Here's the whole list. Since it's such a nice day, let's go outside. This is a great place to enjoy the fresh air, the calm sea, and a drink. On deck number 9 we have the Sea Pub. It looks very cozy with quirky seating. You can exit into the winter garden from here. The glass walls and ceiling may not be needed now in the summer, but in the harsh Nordic winter, I'm sure this would be a great place to get some sunshine. The main buffet is also here on deck number 9. I didn't try the food, but I will say that I liked the decoration on the wall. This is only a 2-hour journey, so you don't really need a cabin in most cases. But they have a few available. The cabin choices include standard cabins, office cabins, and suites. You can collect your cabin key from this dispenser. If you're not traveling in any of the lounges, you can use these comfortable recliners. They offer electrical outlets, a tray table, and as you can see, there was plenty of space. And now, finally, the Burger King. I mean, it's just a Burger King, but it feels delightfully out of place here on the ship. If we didn't have the business lounge access, this is where I would have eaten. We still have one highlight of any trip on the Baltic Sea, the onboard shop. This is genuinely an important part of contemporary Nordic culture. For decades and decades, ferries in this region lived off of cheap alcohol sales. Buying tax-free booze has for the longest time been a reason to visit the neighboring countries. We'll see the selection in just a moment. In fact, it's so important that the ferries between Sweden and Finland take a detour of several hours to Åland, which is not covered by the EU tax jurisdiction, just to be able to continue to sell tax-free alcohol to the passengers. But this store also has other items as well. There's perfumes, cosmetics, and apparel. That's up here on the upper floor. Yes, this store has a whole second floor. Look at the size of this place. When I was growing up on these ferries, they didn't have stores this nice. The bottom floor is mostly booze. If there's one image that symbolizes the ferry traffic on the Baltic Sea, it's this. These are boxes of 24 cans of beer. They're piled high on a cart. They're already prepared like this by the store. So if you want 4 or 8 boxes of beer already packed up on a cart, just grab one of these. This is maybe not the classiest aspect of the Nordic culture, but it is our culture. There are also some more premium drink options available in the store, and then some less premium products as well. At the end of the store, they have a whole section with just candy, plus a lot of toys and electronics. On the topic of spending money, let's talk about the price of the trip and the value for money. And then I will share one more shopping experience with you. The total price per person, including the ferry ticket and the business lounge, was €105, which is around $108 US. My receipt doesn't separate this out, but I think the price of the business lounge was around €75, which means that the ticket was only around €30. This is outstanding value, and I would definitely recommend the Tallink MyStar. There are many reasons. Here are 3 buckets of them. Firstly, this is a low price for a modern, well-designed, environmentally friendly ship. Secondly, compared to flying, there's just no contest. Flying won't be cheaper and it won't be quicker. There is no bridge across the Bay of Finland, so driving or a train is not an option. Thirdly, every step of the travel experience is well designed and clearly thought out. I mentioned a few in the video already, but here's a summary. The online booking was self-explanatory. The check-in machine only took a couple of seconds. There was a seamless stream from the terminal lounge to the priority boarding and the onboard business lounge. You can even shop some of the items from the store directly in the lounge. There was a small selection of items by the entrance and by the wall. You can easily spend the whole trip without leaving the lounge if you prefer. That's that seamless experience. We are approaching Helsinki, Finland. You can see it on the horizon over there. And I think we'll arrive in approximately 15 to 20 minutes. It's been a really smooth and pleasant ride. The environment here in the business lounge is really calm and quiet as compared to the little bit more chaotic life there in the rest of the ship. I'm happy to have been back here on the Tallink ferry between Tallinn and Helsinki. The last item on the list is the arrival experience, which we'll cover in just a moment. Looking at the whole travel experience on the Tallink MyStar, for me, this was the best travel product that I experienced all year. This is close to perfect. If you got massive value from the video, you can make a small donation right here on YouTube with this super thanks button. That's the heart with a $sign. Thank you very much for your support. As we arrive in Helsinki, we have priority offboarding directly from the lounge. I did not expect that. And that's just the icing on the cake on this premium travel experience. Another classic travel product in the Nordic region is the ferry along the coast of Norway. Click or tap the screen up here for a good experience or down here for a much worse experience. These are both on the same route, but with vast differences in quality between the two operators. Thank you very much for watching Markus Travels. I will see you in the next video.